Okay, so fortunately for me, my academic advisor is a little bit more on top of things than I am. I didn't realize that we had this assignment to do, um, but my academic advisor reached out to me. I scheduled a meeting with him, and we talked about my classes. This happened a couple weeks ago, obviously. Um, so I learned from this meeting with them that my courses in the program that I'm in are very much already laid out for me, which makes things a little bit easier and sometimes, but it gives me less room to be able to actually choose my courses. I have availability to choose when during the week I take them in sometimes, but for the most part in the music education degree program, my courses and each one of my semesters is already laid out for me, which leaves me to not do as much work as far as setup goes, but making sure that I'm available for all of these classes, if that makes sense. So I learned that from meeting up with them. So I also uh, learned that there is some availability for me to choose extra things for no credit. For example, I can take extra ensembles and participate in extra ensembles for no credit. Um, but in this semester that's upcoming, I actually very much struggled with the course load of this semester, and I had a bit of a tough time keeping up with everything. So I am deciding that for this coming semester, I'm going to take it easy on myself as far as the amount of things I'm going to be participating in. I have the terrible habit of wanting to do everything and joining a bunch of ensembles or joining a bunch of groups and participating in everything, and then fully overloading myself and not being able to completely commit to any one thing. So I I tried to do that with this semester, and I'm really going to try and make sure I don't join anything next semester or don't participate in anything that I don't know I'm going to be able to fully commit to. So that was one of the big things that I talked to my academic advisor about, and I was honest with them that I struggled a bit with this semester with keeping track of everything, and he said that that was perfectly fine, and so that's what I'm going to be working on this coming semester. So another one of the big takeaways that was it made me feel good to know that even though I feel like I've been struggling and I feel like that I'm behind the curve, he told me that in this degree program that I'm actually doing pretty well, and I'm taking everything in stride, even though I feel tough on the inside and feel like I'm not doing well. It made me feel very good to know directly from him that I am doing better than I feel like I'm doing. So that was one of the other big takeaways, um, that it made me feel better. So another one of the things, another one of the takeaways that I had is that I at the time of my meeting still needed to work on my immunization records. So that's fun. I have taken care of that since then. Also found out that so I took classes from 3Cs last semester, and it seems like 3Cs in some way or another dropped the ball a little bit on sending my transcripts over to Seton Hill, and I had to request those more than once from them, which was a little bit scary for a minute because he said that he didn't have that they didn't receive the transcripts, and that was the whole thing. But again, that's since been taken care of. And one last thing, because of course this would happen, I found out there was a financial hold on my account as well. Uh, so I did email financial services or financial aid and figure out what the issue was, and it turns out that I was missing a few other forms, like entrance counseling and a few other things that I needed to take care of. And I got the financial hold lifted, so that's great news. But those were a few scary things that I was a little bit unsure of, and then I found out all during my advising meeting, so that's great news. So some of the courses that I have planned for next semester, like I said, they're all kind of laid out for me. I don't really have much availability to pick and choose. But I did knock out some by taking some prerequisites at 3Cs. But some of the things that I have, the way this degree program kind of works is is broken down into like levels of classes. So I am right now. I just finished taking Aural Theory 1 and Brass Methods 1 and Class Voice 1 and Rhythmics 1 and Harmony 1, and all of those classes now are going to be bumped up to the next level. So those are examples of some of the classes that I have to take as a music student. Everything is kind of broken down into levels so that throughout your degree program, I'll be increasing the levels and the level of difficulty of the classes that I'm kind of currently taking, which in some ways is nice. That I kind of already know the layout of the classes. I know what teachers I'm going to be have. I know how they teach and how the classes are generally broken down. It's just going to increase in difficulty, but that makes me feel a lot better as far as I kind of already know how everything works, and I'll feel a lot more comfortable next semester having already kind of gone through the motions a little bit. So those are some of the courses that I have planned, excuse me, for next semester, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So thank you for listening to me discuss about what my degree program is going to look like coming in the future. This degree program is a little bit tough in that because I'm an education major, they save my senior year for student teaching almost exclusively. So, which means that they kind of squeeze most of my classes into the first 3 years, my freshman, sophomore, and junior years, so that I can focus on teaching and focusing on getting a job right out of college. So, which makes things a little bit tough, and that's kind of why everything is so jam-packed and already chosen for me, because I kind of have to follow that specific pattern. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Thank you for listening.